For being here this morning. We're going to take up the, let's see, where am I in my packet?
Sure. It's the special appropriation to the Montgomery County Public Schools FY09 capital budget, $335,000 for the current replacements modernizations project for Walter Johnson High School.
So go ahead and walk us through it, and I think we should invite up to the table Joe Lavorgna from MCPS and John McShane to the table. We have a couple of questions for you. I'm going to go ahead and have Essie walk us through the major points on this issue, and go ahead, Essie, take it away.
Thank you. The County Council introduced this appropriation.
It's 2F in the main packet.
I'm sorry, yes.
For paying attention.
This, there was not a separate packet for the committee meeting this morning. The packet that I'm working off of this morning is the council packet. It is 2F for this morning's council meeting. I apologize.
No problem.
The council introduced this appropriation on May 12th. The education committee considered the special appropriation on June 8th. At that meeting, the committee certainly reiterated its support for artificial turf and primarily the improved community ball field access that is afforded by the turf. However, the committee did express its concern regarding some of the health and environmental issues that have been raised by community members and constituents. The committee discussed these issues, discussed the correspondence that had been received regarding the issues that had been raised, and did not make a recommendation at the June 8th meeting, preferring instead to wait for the benefit of the public hearing testimony that was scheduled for the council on June 9th. The council did hear a public testimony on June 9th. The council heard from 9 speakers regarding artificial turf. Of the speakers, 5 were opposed and 4 spoke in favor of the appropriation. During the discussion, committee members and council members present at the public hearing agreed that further review of the environmental and health aspects of the field would be important and beneficial. However, there was consensus or discussion at least that the council should come back to those issues and conduct further review of what monitoring models may exist, what monitoring and testing would be appropriate, and give that further review and consideration. The council members also expressed interest in understanding what other turf fields are in place in the county, and again having this conversation regarding monitoring testing more broadly outside of just the school system to encompass the other turf fields that are in place in the county. Again, the committee members had not made a recommendation at the June 8th meeting. The committee members indicated their intent to staff following the public hearing, and then subsequently recommended holding this work session this morning to take a public vote on the recommendation of the committee.
Thank you, Essie, very much for your always excellent work on our behalf. We have Joe Lavorgna at the dais, and John, I can never hear your last name, McShane, at the table. We understand that Mr. Lavorgna, you've been in touch with some other jurisdictions outside Montgomery County. If you could let us know what information has been made available to you since our last work session.
Thank you and good morning. There are a number of recent studies about artificial turf fields indicating their safety. One was done in May of 2009 by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. There was another study done in January in Connecticut by an independent testing agency, both of which confirm that the fields are safe and the concerns about lead or other things leaching out of the fields are not a concern at all. And if I just may read one sentence out of the New York study. Add this to the long list of definitive scientific reports proving the safety of artificial turf. A new study released on Friday by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation and the Department of Health concludes that crumb rubber material used in synthetic turf poses no significant environmental threat to air or water and poses no significant health concerns. And that was just as recent as this past May. There's another study done in Connecticut addressing the rubber and sand mix, and their study lasted a year. The results of the findings are clear, conclusive, and leave no doubt that the factors, along with any other environmental factors, should be of no concern with regards to the safety of synthetic turf fields. So we feel that there has been much controversy, and early on there may have been some issues of older technology fields having some lead content. We are confident that the product that we are proposing to use here, that has been approved by the council to be used by parks at the Montgomery Blair High School field, and the one that is installed at Richard Montgomery, all are latest technology fields and pose no safety concerns at all. So with that, if there are any more technical or detailed questions, John McShane is the local FieldTurf rep, who is much more versed in all of these studies than I am. So I would, if you have any more technical questions, please.
Well, if Mr. McShane wants to add anything to what you've already said, feel free to do so.
Yeah, I wanted to add, I mean, with my testimony last week, I submitted over 100 studies on the crumb rubber that's out there. So it's very easy to go on the internet and pull different types of studies at different times on different products to see some potential alarm. And when all the facts are actually laid out and the most recent studies are actually taken into consideration, all of the elements are addressed. I mean, we didn't even talk about heat or the staff MRSA or the VOCs, but all of the literature and independent studies. And these are studies too that are not only by the state of Connecticut, New York, California, but also other complete countries and World Health Organizations worldwide, showing that these fields are completely safe. So I just wanted to make sure that all the documentation that I submitted to you has been reviewed, taken into consideration, and just taking a look at it. Locally, we have fields at Mater Dei, Georgetown Prep, Richard Montgomery High School, Holton Arms, St. Andrews Episcopal. We've done, we do about 700 to 800 per year. We've done over 3,000, ranging back from our oldest fields are going into their 14th year without any type of safety, heat stress, any staff contraction, any type of issues like that. So I just wanted to say that on top of it, we test every single one of our fields before they leave our factory. And I even said that if it would help out with the community, that FieldTurf with its own finances would actually test the field after it was completed at Walter Johnson and provide the results, or could pay for an independent test, however they wanted to do it. But the fact of the matter, to show that it's 100% safe for our children in the community.
Well, I appreciate your comments, and before I comment to what you just said, I see that Essie has her line. Go ahead, Essie.
Well, and I just wanted to comment that certainly I think these are the kinds of reports and issues that the council at the public hearing expressed that it did want a little more time to review thoroughly and be sure that it had reviewed all the material and could take the time to be sure that whatever kinds of